Hello, everybody. Welcome to another video I made. Today we're going to be doing Vincent's way too early NFL playoff picture. And I know what you're thinking. It's the middle of June. It's a dumb idea. But I might do this for NBA and NHL as well. But honestly, I thought I had, going into this, I thought I had a good idea of what I was doing, but I was wrong. Anyway, I hope you like it. Probably won't, though, because some of it's kind of iffy. Some of it's also not kind of iffy. But here we go. Anyway, I listed all of the AFC teams. I know there's one spot in particular that's going to pop out to a couple of you that watch this video, but I'll explain in a minute. But anyway, starting off 16th, the Jaguars. Rebuilding year. Any big player besides Leonard Fournette, who's not even a big player, that was on the Jaguars is now gone. Jalen's gone. Jalen Ramsey's gone. Calais Campbell, who I guess is kind of a big name, is gone. AJ Boye's gone. A lot of players are gone. 15 of the Bengals. Joe Burrow's not going to do anything for them. I feel like they're just going to be trash cans still. Like there's just literally nothing helping that franchise. 14's the Dolphins. Tua. I mean, I feel like the Dolphins were, they were okay last year. Better than expected, and they were 6-10, which is literally saying they were pretty awful. But anyway, I still feel like that they are a great team, or not a great team, a good team, or a mediocre team. See what I did there? That could be decent, and Tua might get them to another 5-6 wins again this year. But yeah, that's about it. 13's the Browns. No matter what they have, they always figure out a way to suck. 6-7 wins for them this year at max. Yeah, Baker's bad. Prove me wrong. 12 is the Jets. I feel like Sam Darnold's gonna, be a little better this year. 6 or 7 wins, like I said, for the Browns. Their roster's alright. They're nothing special on offense or defense, but they're okay. 11's the Chargers. Justin Herbert might make a difference in the Chargers. And really, a quarterback would really help them, because Phillip Rivers is gone. And if you just, take him and you're good, You got a good team in the Chargers, but, I don't think they'll make the playoffs. 10 is the Raiders. I think they'll be a little better than the Chargers. Their team's pretty good. They've got, Derek Carr's an okay quarterback. He's not like a franchise quarterback or anything. Darren Waller's tight end. A couple good receivers. Nothing too special on defense. They had a good rookie last year. Max Crosby hit 10 sacks. He was pretty good. 9's the Colts. I think the Colts are on the brink of good, 8 to 9 wins this year maybe. I think they're on the brink of something special, but Jacoby Brissett's not the answer. Or not Jacoby Brissett. Phillip Rivers, I feel like, is not the answer, and I don't think he's gonna bring them to the playoffs. I feel like he'll do decent in the Colts, in a Colts uniform, but I don't think he'll be a god. 8's the Patriots. Even with Jarrett Stidham or whoever they have, the Patriots always find a way, and Bill Belichick will probably lead the team to 8 or 9 wins again this year. The Patriots always find a way. I was really tempted to put them at number 7, but then I kind of thought about it, and I thought, you know what, why not have a dark horse? That being the Denver Broncos. Okay, hear me out for this one. You might be thinking, Denver sucks. They have sucked. Ever since they won the Super Bowl, it's just been suck. Well, no. Hear me out. This one, I feel like they could make the playoffs this year. Because if you look at their roster, as long as Drew Lock calms down and Drew Lock is a good player, I feel like the Broncos have a really good shot at making the playoffs. They had some great pickups. Their roster already is good. They got Bradley Chubb, a couple good corners, and they're freaking picked up Melvin Gordon, so they have a decent running back now. Some great moves by them, and I feel like they could be a wonderful team. Number 6 is the Titans. Tempted to put them at the division winners after last year's Cinderella run in the playoffs, but that's, kind of just, I don't think it's enough. They'll still make the playoffs, though. They're a good team. If Ryan Tannehill is half as good as he was last year, then they'll be fine, I think. This pick is going to be the most controversial pick, and I'll probably get the most hate for it. 5 is the Ravens. After going 14-2 and losing in the divisional round, I just don't think there's any way that the Ravens can bounce back and be as good, if not better, than they were last year. I still think they'll playoff worthy, 11 wins or 12 wins maybe. I just think that division's gonna be pretty good. With the top 2 teams, 11 wins or 12 wins definitely for the Ravens. I feel. Yeah, they won't be bad at all. It's just there's no way. There's just no way the Ravens can be as good. 14-2 only happens once in a while. It's not something that you get every year. Even with the Patriots, they got 11-5, 12-4 each year. But they're amazing. They were amazing in the playoffs. 4 is the Bills. Definitely with the loss of the Patriots, going to be the worst division in football in the AFC. And yeah, I see the Bills as the division winners if the Patriots don't win, because I don't think the Jets or definitely not the Dolphins are good enough to pull it out. But yeah, the Bills with add-ons like Stephon Diggs, they could definitely be a contender in the playoffs. And yeah, I feel like they're not a bad team at all with Josh Allen and stuff. Texans, I still put them at the division winners over the Titans, despite the loss of, DeAndre Hopkins, still an awful trade. And the add-on of David Johnson, that's literally I don't even know why you would do that trade. Maybe you needed a running back, I don't know. It's not worth one of the best receivers in the game. But yeah, I think the Texans will be pretty good still. One player, they can change a team drastically, but not so drastically that it costs you 4 games. I think. Number 2 is the Steelers. All right, I promise you, no bias whatsoever. There is no bias in this whatsoever. I try to make it as least biased as possible. I just think if Big Ben stays healthy, they have that amazing defense, with the corners, the secondary stays as good as it was, and the front 7, the best part of the entire team, besides possibly the offensive line, just stays as good as it is. Big Ben stays healthy, Steelers will be really good this year. 11 or 12 wins, just like the Ravens. It's probably going to be a split, It'll be a close division. 11, 12, I would say 13, but that might be pushing it because, again, that only happens once in a while. But yeah, the Steelers, I think, will definitely be in the playoffs, and so will the Ravens. It might be a toss-up for whoever wins. But yeah, Ben stays healthy, definitely. If he gets injured, though, it might be over. But you never know. We went 8-8 last year. We had freaking Duck Hodges, Alright, I really didn't want to do this, but number 1's the Chiefs. Yeah, I don't really see anybody overtaking them. They're so good. Their offense is nutty. I don't know why I said nutty, but their offense is insane. Their defense is not nearly as insane, but their defense is still really good. Alright, playoffs, you're going to think is even more biased. I promise you it's not. Okay, so 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, and 4 plays 5. 2 was the Steelers, 7 was the Broncos. I have the Steelers winning that. 3 was the Texans, 6 was the Titans. I have the Titans winning this game. I feel like they'll upset the Texans. Because if you look at the Titans, they've been a great playoff team when they make it. In the wild card. They have I can't remember the last time they lost in the wild card round. When they made the playoffs, They don't make it often, but when they do. And plus, DeAndre Hopkins is gone. Eventually, that'll catch up with them. Bills, Ravens, I think, yeah, I moved it. I'm sorry. It's up there now, but, yeah, I'm sorry for that, but, even with the add-on of Stephon Diggs, it won't be enough to overtake the Ravens. The Ravens are a really good team right now, and I don't think the Bills' defense, despite being a really, really good defense, I don't think they're going to be able to stop Lamar Jackson and the Ravens' offense, which is pretty good. But yeah, that gives us with our divisional rounds, Steelers, Ravens, and Titans, Chiefs. Chiefs definitely going to beat the Titans and make it to the AFC Championship, because the Titans, I don't see them beating them. And now this, possibly the most infuriating pick for, all the people going to be watching this. Steelers, Ravens, listen, this is in, it's in Heinz Field. Steelers 3-1 against the Ravens in the playoffs, and the one game the Steelers lost didn't even really matter. The Ravens didn't win the Ravens lost in the divisional round next week anyway. But I just feel like the Steelers are gonna pull it out, because no bias, but out of all of the teams last year that even had a clue to stop Lamar Jackson's rushing ability, it was the Steelers, all right? RG3, it was in the Week 17 game for the Ravens, and he is, the best quarterback in the NFL. I know I'm just kidding, but, they won that game. But the one game when the Steelers played Lamar threw 3 interceptions. One of them was bullcrap, but 2 of them were real. And the Steelers took him to overtime. And the Steelers had the opportunity to be one of only 3 teams that beat him. Out of every team, the Steelers looked like the most fit to beat Lamar. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be the only team that stops him, but I feel like there's going to be a lot more teams that stop him, but they're definitely going to stop him a little bit. Definitely will be probably a close matchup. It's going to be very interesting putting the best part of the Ravens, their offense, their rushing ability, against the Steelers' front 7, which is definitely the best part of their defense, and it's crazy. I got the Steelers winning. I know that's going to make a lot of people mad, but I got the Steelers winning that game. And a lot of people are going to be mad at this one, Steelers-Chiefs. Listen, this one, honestly, I thought was, I didn't think the Chiefs would beat the Steelers. I didn't want the Chiefs to make it to the Super Bowl again. I didn't see it happening. But maybe it could. But I also, at the same time, did not want to get called a freaking, a bias video, just biased because you're a Steelers fan. No, I just seriously, honestly, what I think. If I would have planned it out better in my head, it probably would have changed. This probably wouldn't have been the way it happened. But I have the Steelers beating the Chiefs. The Steelers defense is very good, and I feel like we could beat the Chiefs. I mean, it sounds so biased, I know, but I promise you, I tried to make it not biased at all, and I still end out with this. But anyway, Steelers make the Super Bowl, play beat the Chiefs in a close matchup. Probably they're all probably gonna be close. Knowing us, we have to make every game hard. The hardest game, honestly, for the Steelers will probably be the Broncos game, because that's how it is. Always giving the bad teams, it's trap games. Steelers Nation's trap games is what they lose. But yeah, they beat the hard teams and lose to the bad teams. But anyway, I promise you, it's not bias. The Steelers, Chiefs, I got the Steelers winning. With an actually good defense, I feel like we could stop Patrick Mahomes and not give up 42 points like we did the one time we played Patrick Mahomes last year. And yeah, we're making the Super Bowl, in my opinion. If you disagree, I completely understand. Okay. Let me just flip it. I accidentally pulled it in on itself. Let's try not to reveal who I think the winner of the Super Bowl is going to be, because that might happen. Sorry, black screen. I'm not going to edit this out because it's stupid, and I want you to see all of it because of how funny it is, even though it's not funny. Okay, NFC. NFC was way easier for me. Yeah. Saints we'll start at the bottom, actually. We'll start at the bottom. 16. Honestly, it was a toss-up, because the entire NFC East is so bad. Eagles. I hate them personally, but then again, no bias at all. I just think the Eagles are going to be really bad. Carson Wentz, when he throws a completion, it's like happy day. They should put Josh McCown in, honestly. Or Jalen Hurts. The addition of Jalen Rager's not really good. He's pretty sure he's fast, but, drops everything. That's what I've heard. Or maybe that's Henry Ruggs III. But I'm pretty sure he's a great catcher, and he's just fast. But Jalen Rager struggles catching the ball anyway. Nelson Aguilar's gone. That's probably a bigger help than it isn't. He's a Raider now. But yeah, the Eagles, I don't see it happening. They made the playoffs last year, but they really shouldn't have. And yeah, I don't even know why they're an NFL team. 15's the Lions. They're really bad. They've done nothing. I don't see anything changing for them. David Blau, greatest quarterback to ever play a snap for the Lions. I don't know. I see the Lions winning what, like, I don't know, 5 games if they're lucky. Eagles 2 maybe. Redskins. My second most popular video called "The Redskins Suck." Luckily, I'm not a fan. One of my rare videos where I wear my glasses. I basically said it. I basically summed it up. It's just a sad team. I'm sorry, Clark. It's just a sad team, and they haven't been good for a while. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have anything. I don't see the Redskins doing it this year either. Third team in the division that's going to be really bad, the Giants. Yeah, the third team out of the 4 teams, the top 3 worst, or 3 of the top 4 worst teams in the NFC are going to be, those 3 teams right there are going to be NFC East teams, I think. The Giants, second best team in that division, and they're 4th worst. Daniel Jones, I feel like if he gets better, he could become good. I mean, I don't see him being a superstar, but I feel like he could be pretty good. Saquon is great. Saquon's a great running back, and yeah, with a little more time, he could be. I think he already is probably rookie season one of the best running backs in the NFL. Definitely could be a great player, and probably will be. And also the Giants defense is kind of like Swiss cheese. There's a bunch of holes in it. 12 is Carolina. The Panthers, no. Just, what do they have? Kyle Allen's their starter? No, he's not, right? They got somebody else, right? I don't even know at this point. Carolina's just, there's nothing going on really in Carolina. They started off pretty good, but now they're just bad, and I don't see them doing anything else. Like, they're so bad I just yawned at them. I'll give them 6 wins this year, 5-6 wins. NFC, like I said, was pretty easy for me, and I think this is a really good choice for the Panthers. Chicago, I got mixed feelings about Chicago. Really, for me, it's all down to Mitchell Trubisky. Chicago's defense isn't bad, I don't think, and it comes down to their offense. It's the ability of the offense to put points on the board. Mitchell Trubisky is so bad, or he has been bad. He hasn't been terrible, I guess, but he has been bad. It's up to him. If he gets better, if he plays with like a chip on his shoulder, I feel like next couple years, the Bears could be a playoff contender. But as for right now, I have them at 11, and I think that's a fair place to put them. 10 is Arizona. They would have been lower, but they got DeAndre Hopkins, and DeAndre Hopkins is good, and there's literally no reason they won that trade 100%, because even with the loss of David Johnson, who's kind of old anyway, they have Kenyon Drakes from the Dolphins, I'm pretty sure. So they're good. They're fine. They'll be okay. They'll get 7, 8 wins. Probably more like 6 or 7. But yeah, they'll definitely be, a team to look out for. Like I said, these are early picks, so most of them are probably, most of the gimmies are going to be right, but a lot of these will be wrong. 9, I have Atlanta. Atlanta's also a very interesting team to choose. Julio's great. And just like I said for Chicago, hold on. I'm gonna move a little because my leg is getting tired. Just like I said with Chicago, for me it comes down to Matt Ryan. And Atlanta's defense. Atlanta's defense is but comes down to Matt Ryan. If he can make great plays and great throws like he did back in 2016 when they went to the freaking Super Bowl and should have won the Super Bowl, then they'll be fine. I got no problems with Atlanta. And again, could be a playoff contender. Last year, I believe they started off like 3-6 or something, or like 3-7, and they were already out of it. And then they went on to win like a bunch of games in a row stupidly, because that just ruined their draft. But they ended up 7-9, which is not bad. 7-9 is not a bad season. It's just not a great season. Rams, number 8. I was kind of like fidgeting between putting them at 7 and giving them the playoffs, or if I should have put Minnesota at 8. But Minnesota's been consistent, but we'll get to them soon. Rams, I feel like, will just not barely make it. The Rams are an okay team. They've got a stout defense. Aaron Donald is a great leader, ferocious. He can break through the line like nobody's business. Jared Goff is not a bad quarterback. He can make good throws when it counts. Cooper Kupp's a great receiver. Robert Woods is a great receiver. The offense and the defense together as a whole is pretty good. They just have to make it work like they did 2 years ago, which I feel like they will, probably to another 8-8 or 9-7 record. Minnesota probably 10-16 this year. I feel like they'll make it. They were 10-6 last year, and they were the last seed, just like they are this year. But for me, but this I think they'll make it. I think they'll make it because even with the loss of Stephon Diggs, which honestly was the biggest thing, like even now I'm tempted to switch these two teams. Even with the loss of Stephon Diggs, I still feel that the Adam Thielen's a great receiver, Dalvin Cook's a great running back, and Kirk Cousins is an alright quarterback. You know, he's not the greatest, but he's still pretty good. And the Vikings defense is nice with Danielle Hunter and Harrison Smith. And they did lose Xavier Rhodes, though. But still, I feel like they'll be able to make number 7. Number 6, I had to put Tampa Bay, because as much as I don't want Tom Brady to make the playoffs, he's going to, I think. He was put in a situation with a great team, great offense surrounding him with Chris Godwin and a lot of other good receivers, and with Mike Evans, and now that freaking Gronk decides to come out of retirement so he can play with Brady, if Gronk is as good as he was, if he could sustain injury, get from getting injured, and he stays healthy and he's half as good as he was the last year he played, he should be fine. And then also, the defense of the Buccaneers is also pretty good. So I feel like they'll definitely be a contender for the playoffs this year. San Francisco, just like I said with the Ravens, I don't think that they're gonna make it to as the division winners this year. Jimmy G's just not a. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be as good as they made him, as good as the NFL told his story last year. They should have won the Super Bowl, just like Atlanta should have too. 4 years ago. They should have won the Super Bowl, and Jimmy G, who was the backup for Brady, was the quarterback. Their defense was the top defense in the NFL last year, so their defense is as good as it needs to be. It's the offense. I don't think it's like what I had with the Bears, only this is a lot better situation. Definitely a playoff team, top wild card team, I think, but the offense just needs to click. And I don't think it will this year as much as it did last year. But definitely a playoff team. Winner by default, Dallas. The rest of the division sucks. So yeah, they get the division. This will probably be a terrible division. Dallas might win 9 games this year. Maybe it'll be like Seattle the one time when they won 7 games and won their division. You never know. But yeah, Dallas kind of wins by default. I got no problems with them. But, I don't know what I think they'll be that great. Seattle, I think, will make the division winners again this year. Besides last year, they would have had like a bunch in a row. Actually, no, that division has been different. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, you had the Rams. Then last year, you had San Francisco. And this year, I think it'll be Seattle. Poor Arizona. But either way, Seattle definitely, their defense is pretty good, I think. Yeah, their defense is pretty good. And then their offense is not bad either. Line, no big names. Receiver, some big names. But Russell Wilson's got to make it work. Russell Wilson has to make it work, which, if he can do that for them, 8 points on the board, they'll definitely be up there. DK Metcalf stays consistent shows what he showed last year. They'll be up there. Green Bay. Great, and I mean great regular season team. Playoff team, however, no. They're the LA Dodgers of the NFL. Or, I should say the Dodgers are the Packers of the MLB because I'm an NFL fan. But either way, you get my point. The Packers are bad in the playoffs, but in the real, actuality, regular season, they win they'll come back against bad teams and win every game. I'm saying for the Packers 12-4, maybe 11-5, probably 12-4, and I say they probably will split with the Vikings and possibly split with either Chicago or the Lions, and definitely sweep the other one and lose a couple games on their schedule. But yeah, I see the I see the Packers definitely second seeded in the NFL, or in the actually could be in the NFL, but second seeded in the NFC. Number 1 seed for me in the NFC, I think was an obvious choice, is the Saints. The Saints have been so good for so long. The fact that they haven't been the number 1 seed, honestly, is amazing to me. Alvin Kamara is really good. Drew Brees, amazing. Michael Thomas, if not DeAndre Hopkins, is the best quarterback, the best receiver in the NFL. Without a doubt, the team that I think will be the number 1 seed in the NFL this year. Without a doubt. That was the one choice that I had no doubt. I'm gonna cover up the Super Bowl winner real quick. Here's how the play it's looking like. Number 2 Green Bay versus number 7 Minnesota. I know you see that. I have Minnesota beating Green Bay. What did I tell you? Green Bay sucks in the playoffs, and Minnesota, when it comes to the wild card round, is always a beast. I don't know why, but either they get a bye. They get a bye, or they just win the wild card round. One of the two. And they'll go on to play the Saints, who got the bye. Tampa Bay versus Seattle. I got Seattle winning that. Tom Brady made the playoffs his first year as a Buccaneer, but I don't see it. I don't see him surpassing that. His age will catch up with him. Dallas versus San Francisco. Like I said, Dallas is cancerous, or they play like it. They're not very good. It's just the rest of the division is bad. So San Francisco will beat them, because San Francisco is a good team, just not as good as Seattle. Minnesota versus the Saints. Obviously, the Saints will win. Seattle versus San Francisco. Obviously, Seattle will win. Well, at least to me, I think Seattle will win, obviously. Might be a close matchup. Both of the games they played last year were amazing. Both of them were top 10 games, in my opinion, in the NFL. Goal line stand being the last game and the first team to defeat the 49ers. Seattle will get it done. NFC Championship, Saints Seahawks. I got the Saints winning that one. I don't know if it'll probably be like a 2-possession game. But yeah, the Saints, I'm really high on the Saints right now, and I think they will be very, very good. Now, the long-awaited Super Bowl. Who will win? The Steelers versus the Saints. Right now, leave a comment down below who you think it's going to be. Personally, 2020 Super Bowl champions, I got the New Orleans Saints winning the Super Bowl. Now, I bet I fooled at least one of you thinking the Steelers were going to win because you thought probably this was so biased, there's no way I pick them to lose. Well, I got the Steelers losing this year, sadly. Drew Brees is a great QB. His team is great. His defense is not bad. And I feel like Sean Payton will take home a trophy for the Saints, and they will get back to winning the Super Bowl this year. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe with notifications if you haven't already. I might do this for the NBA, the MLB if it comes around, and the NHL definitely if I get a lot of support on this video. This will take a long time to upload, by the way. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did in fact enjoy, hit that like button, and yeah. I will see you all in the next video, which will probably be today, because I'm probably going to stream today, which I haven't done in a while. Okay, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the very next video. Goodbye, everybody.